in the spotlight tonight is Chloe Jackson, a student teacher. Specialist subject is oral language intervention. What is meant by the term oral language intervention?
It is an umbrella term for any intervention which focuses on talk-based learning and verbal activities. They have been shown to improve a child's development by 5 months.
Who was Talk for Writing established by?
Pi Corbett.
What essentially is it?
It's a method used in the classroom to develop a child's writing skills. It allows children to imitate the oral language of a specific story or topic and actively perform it before they invent their own stories.
Name research to support it.
A school in Cornwall found a 43% increase in pupils achieving a level 4 in writing. Findings were echoed by Honiton Primary's experience with this method in 2010.
Name a criticism of the strategy.
Talk for Writing is more beneficial for younger children and struggling writers, as well as weaker oral language skills. It can prevent children from having enough time to write independently.
Name 5 types of question to use to develop reading and writing skills.
Recall, application, analytical, synthesis and evaluation.
What is the purpose of questioning as an oral language intervention?
To develop children's interest and motivate them to become actively involved in lessons.
What is one problem with this approach?
Effective questioning is time-consuming. Research has shown that on average, teachers only allow 1 second or less after posing a question, and this means that the full benefit of questioning is lost.
Give one piece of advice for teachers.
Make time for both spontaneous and planned questioning in your classrooms.
What does P4C stand for?
It stands for the concept of philosophy for children, which gives children the opportunity to realise through discussion the value of their ideas and how to articulate them.
Why implement this in the classroom?
It's well documented that P4C has an impact on children's cognitive, social and emotional development. It aims to develop children's thought process and fluency in communication. It also provides opportunity for children who aren't always capable of expressing their thoughts and feelings to articulate themselves.
How do you use philosophy for children in the classroom?
Make sure it's structured, starts with a stimulus to get the children thinking, and children are encouraged to draw on their imagination and ask wonderment questions.
Define targeted reading aloud.
Targeted reading aloud is when text is read aloud to a class, group or individual with a specific objective and dialogic reading approaches are employed.
Research published by Baker and his colleagues in 2013 and the findings of other academics suggests that strategies to enhance the effectiveness of read alouds include what?
Making them systematic and explicit, focusing on aspects of the text such as key vocabulary or characterization, asking children to listen for specific content, and using think aloud techniques whereby the teacher makes the strategies they use to aid their comprehension of the text explicit.
Name 3 drawbacks to this approach.
Teachers need to be fluent, confident readers. The session needs to be planned carefully, which can be time consuming, and discussion and focus on aspects such as targeted vocabulary can detract from the child's enjoyment. But the disadvantages are overshadowed by the positive impact sessions have been shown to have a phonological awareness, understanding of print, language comprehension and children's vocabulary.
What is a literacy circle?
It's like a book club. Groups of children read the same book and in their spare time they come together and talk about it.
One of the most recent research projects into literacy circles was done in Scotland. What benefits of this approach did they identify?
A rise in the receptive vocabulary of boys, an increase in the number of books many individuals read, and an increase in the occurrences of spontaneous book talk. These findings are significant as in the 2003 PISA report, and they reported that the most important factors for academic success is the amount of time spent reading books.
Give 3 tips for using literacy circles.
Set clear tasks for the children to focus on. Alternate between mixed ability groups and set groups. Less accomplished readers can benefit from the greater knowledge of books from more confident children. And give children specific roles such as timekeeper to help minimise management issues.
What problems did the project in Scotland identify?
Children who are absent can fall behind on the reading. It can be expensive if the children are allowed to choose their own texts, and it's time consuming.
Why are talk partners a successful approach?
Discussion before feeding back allows the whole class to clarify their thoughts and ideas and can frequently spur on those children who have difficulty with speech.
Give a benefit of talk partners.
It can build on the children's talking, which allows children the opportunity to selectively choose their words in order to justify their standpoint and learn the conventions of discussion.
Please conclude your...
One thing that is crucial about oral language interventions is that they could be of a minimal cost to the school, depending on what strategy is implemented.